Thank you very much for all of you to join this induction program. I'm delighted to curate it from my very own student, Samitaa Chahal. She is a marketing communications expert who has been offering communication and branding solutions for companies right from fitness and health to education. She has 10 years experience across a variety of industries. She headed content management and student engagement in Universal Business School before moving to Canada. She's currently based out of Toronto. In this role, she has successfully transformed the face of brands through effective content and design elements of marketing collaterals, blogs, articles, and other mediums. Samitaa has worked across three continents. She has worked in Africa as well, in an African conglomerate where she was the face of the company while heading the public relations department. She was based out of Cape Town. She's effectively led their corporate social responsibility campaigns while establishing the brand image of sharing is caring. She's an interesting student of mine, having English literature honors. So all of you who have a non-business background, you will take a lot of confidence from Samitaa. She came from English honors, did a postgraduate in communications, and then did her MBA from Cardiff Met University at the UBS campus. And she graduated in 2014, if I'm not right. Is that right, Samitaa?
Yeah, that's right. 2014 November.
Great. So I'll hand you over, Samitaa, to take them through your journey and some of the insights you've had over the years in the topic for today, which is personal branding and understanding the international global job market. Over to you.
Thank you, Tarun. Thank you for a beautiful introduction. Good evening, everyone. As per Indian Standard Time, it is evening, but it is morning here, 7:45 in Toronto. So it's good evening, good morning, good wishes in these difficult times. Tarun has already introduced myself, and I would say that I have a varied background. Just to give you a gist, I did my English honors in literature from Guru Nanak University, and then moved on into communications. Did my postgrad in communications, and then I did my MBA in marketing from Cardiff Met in collaboration with Universal Business School. As you can see, that I have a varied background. I would like to say that you just have to find yourself. That's what matters the most. What background do you come from? It really doesn't matter. It might be a concern at the outset of your career, but slowly and steadily, when you build yourself as a brand, which I'll be talking about in a couple of minutes, how to do that, I think down the line people would be looking at your skill set and what you bring to the table as compared to what professional degrees or degrees you have on your paper. Okay, I basically, on a personal front, I basically come from a very small town, which probably you won't be able to figure out on Indian map. Uh, it's close to Amritsar. That's what I always say. Uh, I say that because it gives a lot of hope to people who come from small towns that if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's just that you have to move in the right direction. Okay, so coming back to my story, I come from a very small town from a nuclear family. Being the elder child, had a lot of responsibilities, but I wasn't a very studious student who would have great grades. I was always in 60%. And back then, 15 years back, 60% meant a lot. They would ideally say, oh, you are a first divisioner, right? And now it's a different ball game altogether. It's like 90%. And I'm like, oh, how do you even do that? And anyways, I've been a first grader all my life, but I had a keen interest in communication, marketing, and branding. That's what I kept on pursuing all this while, and touched base in market and understood how things work apart from my academics. And I am where I am today with 12 plus years of experience, and moved across continents, across cities, been on my own and explored world, lived my life on my own terms and conditions, and never to back down. Before taking on your questions, I'll run through a presentation. It doesn't have much, but I would request you to concentrate on what I'm saying rather than on the presentation. That will give you more idea as to how you move forward. And one last thing before I start, all I would say is that this is the best time when you can concentrate on building your brand, because you have full 1.5 to 2 years to build on it, when you will only be concentrating on your academics and do not have anything beyond that. I do not consider myself lucky in that term, because I had to do it when I had a full-time job with me, and I wish I had someone who would have guided me how to build myself as a personal brand. And okay, let's start. All right. So what basically is personal branding? Personal branding is basically is what people say about you when you are not in the room. People always have good things to say about you when you are in the room, but what people exactly say about you when you are not in the room is what personal branding is. This is what Jeff Bezos says, who is founder and CEO of Amazon, and I totally agree with what he is saying. And I think we all agree, because we know that people say good things when we are around, and they do not have the nicest possible things to say when you're not. But in a professional arena, I would say that uh, what matters is how you project yourself to the world. If you really want to get hired in your kind of role and you want to be seen as a professional in a certain kind of a job market. What does personal branding do? Personal branding creates awareness. It builds trust amongst professionals. It creates a reputation for yourself, and it influences your perception, what people perceive about you. And that, trust me, these days job market is more than placements, which we used to look at during our MBA times. That okay, you know what, I'm going to do my MBA, I'm going to give my 100%, score a certain kind of percentage, and then I will get placed. That was a scenario maybe 10 years back. It is not how it works right now. The world have moved on from that particular situation. I would suggest you to not bank totally on just the placements. I would suggest you that do it yourself. In my batch itself, there was many people who did it on their own. Coming back to personal branding, what does personal branding help you with? It help you make the first impression even before you meet. And what could be better than that? Before you meet, the person already knows you. You have there are many people who are not able to find touch points where you can start a conversation, and they are nervous. Trust me, personal branding gives the other person an idea, and you as well an idea on what you all can talk about. What are the keys to personal branding? In the current scenario, LinkedIn and Twitter are the most important platforms. I would say Instagram as well to a certain point. In the international job market, Instagram is considered to be quite personal. On professional grounds, LinkedIn and Twitter are the platforms which people engage in most importantly. If you can see on my screen, there are two pictures. The one is from K. Lamesh and another is from Karthik Raj. And if you can understand that K has a very interesting profile with a background picture, with his own picture, and a couple of, I don't know whether you can read, but I'll read it out to you. The underline says passionate change maker, systematic IT coach, catalyst, technology evangelist, food and beef geek. So these headlines say a lot about this person. I, as a person, when I look a professional, look at his profile, I know what this person is into, what he already does. And with a background picture, it makes it all the more interesting to understand his key areas. Whereas on the other hand, when we look at Karthik Raj, he just says nothing about 26 follows you. He does not have a picture. He does not have a background, and he just says, I am awesome. And when I look at his profile, I'm like, okay, you are awesome. Fine. What am I supposed to do that? What does that tell me? Nothing at all. So to me, as a professional, K's profile looks much more interesting and much more attractive and informative as compared to Karthik Raj. So here I'm just trying to give you an idea that if you have a full-fledged profile on LinkedIn and Twitter, it makes much more impact as compared to just being there. If you are just being there for the sake of it, that, oh, you know what, I am there on LinkedIn and Twitter, it really doesn't make a difference. What makes a difference is a profile like K here. A Kartik Raj would not make any difference. It would not add any value, and it really doesn't matter. Uh, Looking at the three things which are impactful when it comes to LinkedIn and Twitter, first is avatar. What does avatar mean? Avatar means that you need to have a proper profile picture. What do we mean when we say that a proper profile picture? Proper profile picture is not an Instagram or Facebook picture, please. That's what I would humbly request. Kindly do not put your Instagram and Facebook and vacation pictures on LinkedIn or Twitter. That is not how do you want the uh, job market to look at you or your peers to look at you in the professional arena. Just when you work on your Twitter and LinkedIn profile, just keep in mind that you want to be seen as a professional. You want to be seen as that person who has expertise in some kind of business knowledge or expertise in some kind of say business or say marketing or finance, or it's all about professional. There's nothing personal here. Yes, when you post, when you tweet, you can share a bit of your personal side because that's what makes all of us human beings, but keep it professional 99.99% of the times. Coming back to avatar, I would say just focus on on your face. It has to be clear, HD picture, I would say. Do not go for pictures which are blurred, because that again says a lot about you as a person and your profile. uh, story Story is about who you are as a professional. For example, K, if you look at K's picture, I don't know how clear it is. K has a half a picture on his display, and at the same time, if you look at the headline, it says passionate change maker, systematic IT coach, catalyst, technology evangelist, food and beef geek. So when I look at his headline, his story, I know what this person does, who he is, what professionally does he bring to table. Like when I look at it, if I'm hiring or if I'm looking for an intern, I would have a list of qualities which I would want in that intern or in that employee. And that is, these are the keywords which I will be looking at when I am browsing through LinkedIn. Trust me, most of the hiring these days is done through LinkedIn. People do not go to say Times Job or Naukri. That era is gone. It is not. It is redundant. It is done to death. LinkedIn is the new platform from which hiring is done. Even during this situation when we've been hit by COVID, there are many people who are being hired only and only through LinkedIn, because LinkedIn gives you a peep into a person's profile, what he's been doing over a period of time. That is the reason that LinkedIn profile and your Twitter profile has to be built over a period of time. It is not something which you can do it overnight like your resume. So that was about your story. Your mantra is basically your 3 to 5 words. If you look at my profile, my LinkedIn profile, I would say I transform brands, or I create stories, or currently it is storytelling is an art. It basically ranges between 3 to 5 words. It's not more than that. Just keep it short and simple and straightforward. uh, but just focus on what your niche is, what exactly you do, what do you specialize in. So that's about your story. Now, I think this would be much more clear if you. This is a Twitter profile of a person called Matthias Behel. I didn't have much in my presentation because I like to talk as compared to just show it to you on the presentation. These are just examples. So when you look at this person, Matthias, his profile is very impressive to anybody who is into API design. So in 5 words, this person has just explained what he does. API design you will love. And he has on the bottom, left bottom corner, he has his story, API integrator, architect, innovation catalyst, author, and advisor at the API University. So, and look at, just give your attention to his picture. This says a lot about this person, because your face, your expressions, your eyes says a lot about you as a person. People can judge, can understand. And then here is his engagement level. Ideally, this is how your Twitter or LinkedIn profile should look. This background picture at the back is very important. Some people think that no, it is not. We don't need to do that. We can skip it. However, I would suggest you to do it, because this basically optimizes your LinkedIn profile and your Twitter profile as well. Uh, there is a certain algorithm when it comes to LinkedIn and Twitter functioning, and we have to hit that mark to be seen as those people who are really active. And LinkedIn and Twitter both basically only pick up profiles which are very active and have a lot of engagement, and are there. I mean, they just defy the algorithm of LinkedIn. That's how you beat this game. If you think that you are just going to make a profile and leave it there like Facebook, you are not going to get into this game anytime. Okay, so coming back to your social media game, there are many do's and don'ts. I focused on don'ts and not the do's, because a lot of people will tell you what you need to do, but nobody will tell you what you don't need to do, because they think that it is given. However, we tend. So in terms of do's, please always have a neutral name. Do not say I'm Kartik Raj 123. I don't know 123. What does 123 mean? Please keep your main name as authentic as possible, because that's how you want the recruiters to see you, and not as some 123 or 786. Customized URL. I am not going to give you everything on platter. You might hate me for that, but that's totally okay. You have to find that path yourself. That's what I want you to do after today's session. Please go on your LinkedIn profile, explore it, and find out how you can do a customized URL for yourself. Why is it important? Because it will be easier for the recruiters or the people offering internship for you to find you. Two main things which help the recruiters to find you would be the keywords which you use in your LinkedIn profile, and the customized URL which just has your name and no other code or no other numbers, because the other person does not know your numbers or the codes. He knows just your name. Or even if he does not know your name, if I have to look for someone, say if I have to look for Tarun, I know his name is Tarun Anand, I will look for Tarun Anand. That is it. Beyond that, nobody makes the effort. Trust me, you only have about 3 to 5 seconds with the other person who will be looking for you on LinkedIn. Apart from that, he's not going to make any extra effort to find you, because for that person, you are only just another professional. What you bring to the table, you will only be tell that only when you bag an interview or a conversation with him. So please customize your URL, and use appropriate keywords. If you look at my profile, you're most welcome to do that. You will only see marketing communications, branding strategy, content creation, content development, content management, because that's what I specialize in. And when someone else looks at my profile, I want him to know that this is what I do for my bread and butter. This is what I specialize in. Share valuable content. Again, do not share whatever comes your way. A bit here and there is fine, plus minus 5%, but do not share anything and everything. One important point I would like to make here is, these days, because of the COVID situation that we are stuck at home, a lot of people are doing certifications, a lot of people are upgrading their skills. While it is fine to add it on your LinkedIn profile, or if I may say so, you should add it on your LinkedIn profile, because that's something which you have earned through a lot of hard work and effort and time investment. Please kindly do not publish it on LinkedIn. People on LinkedIn are not interested to see what certificates you have done. These days, when I look at it, everybody is doing certificates because clearly we all have a lot of time on hand. There is no engagement. Hardly there are people who are engaging. I'm connected to people from two different worlds, India and Canada. When I compare, Canada people are doing more of engagement. Yes, they are doing certifications, they are upgrading skills, but they are just adding it to their profile and not publishing. There are two things: adding to your profile, and one is publishing. When you add to your profile, someone, when clicks on your profile, will see that these are the certifications this person has, but it will not look as a post on your profile, publishing it to the entire world that who look, I've done this course or I've done this certificate. Nobody is interested. Kindly only add it to your profile. Do not add it as a post, because nobody wants to know that. Trust me, people already are overloaded with COVID information, and then when they open LinkedIn, they don't want to see what certifications you have done. If they are interested, they can go to your profile and just look through it. Valuable content, I'll give you my own example. Marketing, communications, and branding is my niche, and I would say that I generally share pertaining to my subject, because why do I do that? The reason is I want to come across as someone who knows his ball game, who knows what she is doing, and who knows that what she brings to the table and what value she can add. At the same time, the community I am associated with, I can give them information that this and that is happening. Because why are we connected on LinkedIn? To support each other in professional endeavors and being looked at as professionals. So share valuable content. uh, if you initially, it is possible that you might be lost a bit. That trust me, I was lost as well when I started doing LinkedIn. I didn't know what to post, what not to post. You will go wrong, but that's totally okay. But keep doing it. Slowly and steadily, you will master it. You will understand what works, what doesn't work. Keep a tab on the likes and on the comments. See how they are gradually increasing, decreasing. If they are increasing, that means that you are on the right path. If they are decreasing, then you need to change your strategy to understand what for you would work on LinkedIn and Twitter as well. I'm more accustomed to say LinkedIn because I'm more active on LinkedIn. So when I say LinkedIn, just take Twitter along, please. Interact and be active. Now, when we say interact and be active, only posting is not only the thing which you need to do. You need to interact and engage as well. Be active. I would suggest just understand, have a timetable kind of a thing. You can maybe log in an hour in the morning and log in an hour in the evening to see what is happening, and have a timetable. Just understand what time works best for you. Just do not do that from Monday to Friday, 5 days you're active on LinkedIn, and Saturday, Sunday, oh, you know what, it's weekend, it's off, I'm not going there. No, that's not how LinkedIn works. If you miss even a single day of engagement on LinkedIn, it is not mandatory that you post every day, but at least share, engage. Because how LinkedIn algorithm works is that you have to be active. The more active you are, the more LinkedIn is going to pick up your profile and show it to other people, because you are liking, you are posting, you are engaging and interacting with other people, which says that you are an active LinkedIn user. LinkedIn is not like Facebook and Instagram. Just understand that. Share stories from other people, share other people's posts, but only relevant ones. There's another thing, very important thing, which I want to mention here, and that is when someone posts something and you do not have the same view on that particular viewpoint. Sometimes what happens is that we Indians have a habit of getting into that argument game. He posts, you post, he posts, you post, and it's on and on and on. Do not get into that ugly game, please. It does not look nice as a professional on you. So how does it work? Somebody posted something, you posted a view, you posted a view, a comment on that. He posted again, just stop there. That is it. You do not need to go forward. We are not fighting here, and we do not need to prove anything to anyone. Just stop. If you keep on going on and on and on, it brings you out in an ugly light, which does not look good on your professional background. Do, measure, and learn is the next do. Uh, do, again, I said engage, interact, be active, share valuable content. Measure. Now, how will you measure? I would give you a hint. There is a website called Clout, KLOUT. This is the website which most of the influencers work. There is a particular matrix which you have to follow to understand where you fall, whether you fall in the category of an active user, whether you fall in the category of an influencer, or what. Just after this session, go and explore Cloud and see how you are doing, and then you can understand that whether you are an active person or a professional, or you are an influencer. Most important, be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Just be yourself, because that's what is going to get you hired in the international job market. Initially in India, maybe, I don't know. I think even Indian market has become more smarter, and they believe in coffee sessions to gauge how a professional would bring value to their organization and the profile they are offering. However, in the international job market, which clearly is a dream for every professional, I would say, or most of them, if I may say so. If you want to crack the international job market, just be yourself. Just be yourself. It is possible that one opportunity might go, but trust me, if one goes, five more will come. And you have to find where you fit in, where you bring value, that you can do only by being yourself. And trust me, people are smart enough to understand whether you are faking it or you are being true to what you are saying. So fake it till you make it. I would say statement is not relevant anymore. Okay, the don'ts. What does the don'ts say? The don'ts say, do not share the same as your CV, because there will be no difference. Your LinkedIn and Twitter profile is more than your CV. Just show that side of yours which the CV does not contain. Be more human, be more interactive, add that human touch. Being human beings is a wonderful thing as compared to just a lifeless thing, because we have emotions, we have uh, uh, opinions. So do not just share your CV, share your thoughts, share your understanding, your opinions. Do not spread negativity. That would certainly not bring you in a good light. And any recruiter or any person who's even offering an internship, or even your own professional area, would not like to hire a person who spews venom at other people. So if you cannot say something nice, please be quiet. There's no reason to spread negativity. You can just always be quiet and have a difference of opinion, rather than voicing it out and being in a negative zone. Do not tell people what to share. You can control your own profile, but you cannot control what other people are supposed to share on their profile. So do not tell them what to do and what not to do. Do not be the grandma. Do not buy followers. These days, on Instagram and LinkedIn, I've come across a lot of people who would say, oh, you know what, I can get you more followers. Do not fall in that game. Quality over quantity any day is what matters, because this is your own professional network. If they cannot add value to you, then I don't know what kind of LinkedIn or Twitter profile or community you are trying to build. As they say, if you are not getting relevant posts on your profile, that clearly says that what kind of professional background, professional community you have. So So just look at what kind of posts you are getting on your profile, and that will give you an idea. You certainly want to have a network which adds value to you, and you add value to them. So do not buy followers. Do not ask people to follow you. Nobody owes you anything. And if you think that out of goodwill people are going to do stuff, a couple of them might do that, but it's not always the nicest thing to do. Do not ask people to follow. Do not ask people to reshare your posts if they find it if they find it valuable. They will do it on their own. If they don't find it valuable, it's fine. um, do not announce your unfollows. That is the rudest possible thing you can do, and I do not suggest you. They left, it really doesn't bother. It shouldn't really matter and shouldn't really bother you. You just be focused on your game point, because after 1.5 2 years, when recruiters are going to look at your LinkedIn profile, they are going to see what kind of engagement you have had. And when someone when people see that there's a certain kind of negativity which you've spread around, or you have announced your unfollows, that's not the nicest possible thing which is going to show on your profile. Do not ask why people unfollowed you. This might not show up on your profile, but then again makes you earn a bad reputation. Do not promote way too often. You can promote a bit, but too often is a little too much. That comes across as you to be someone who is interested in his own hidden agendas, and not in adding value to the community. Do not call yourself as an expert or guru, because there's always something or the other to learn. You can always say that I specialize in this thing, but you can never ever be an expert or guru on anything. uh, as they say, all right, as they say that there's always something or the other to learn. Another important thing which I would suggest you to do is look at a couple of profiles from your own area of interest or professional background, and build your profile according to that. Not Do not replicate it. However, you can get an idea, because right now when I'm telling you things, or when I am discussing stuff with you, you will feel, oh, she's talking Spanish. But when you reflect on that later, and when you look at other profiles from your own professional background or area of interest, you will understand that how those people are doing. That will give you a starting point. Having said that, you have to devise your own niche game to understand that what strategy works for you and what strategy doesn't work for you. Trust me, if you want to bag a job in an international market, or outside India, LinkedIn will help you, and these 2 years are very crucial for you as um, MBA aspirants, I would say. You have a lot of time. I did not have, and I really felt at that point of time that I wish I had that kind of time to build on my LinkedIn profile. But anyways, it is what it is. It's never too late. Start as soon as possible. Um, Take responsibility for your happiness. COVID situation has let us down, but that's fine. Be positive, be happy. Uh, that's what is going to make the difference. And be you. Most importantly, be yourself. Do not imitate anybody around you or everybody around you. People do a lot of stuff. You have to find out what interests you, because that's what you are going to put most effort in. Thank you very much. I would be happy to take any questions if you have.
Thanks, Samita. Any questions on personal branding? Before you come up with questions, I'd like to Samita to spend a couple of minutes telling you about her journey. She took the Cardiff program, and I'd like to hear her when she had those assignments and how she went through it. Anything you'd like to share with them, Samita?
Uh, my Cardiff journey, you might think that it is cliched or she's going overboard, but I have maintained that always, and this is nothing but sheer truth. Taking up Cardiff course was one of the best decisions of my life. I always wanted to do international program because writing exams culture doesn't go well with me. I like to research, understand, learn, and put it in practice. So I took up Cardiff course, and 15 months, I don't even remember when they just flew by. Assignments are much more interesting as compared to writing exams, because in exams you are stressed. You just think, oh gosh, you have to write exams now, and then you have to understand that. And after like maybe 5 hours, you don't even remember what exact concept you learned and what you did, and leave alone applying it in the real world. But when you write assignments, you understand the concept, and it is more of application based, which trust me is very, very helpful. If you asked me Porter's 5 forces model, I still remember it because I applied it in my assignment and not just wrote it in an exam. So assignments is the best way to, for me, is the best way to learn something and be an have a certain kind of a knowledge of the same. In terms of assignments, I know it gives sweaty hands to a lot of people because they don't know how to do it. Trust me, I've been there, done that. When I started my Cardiff course, even I did not know how to do assignments. I have no clue what assignments are like, how they look like, and how do we follow it. But the professors and the teaching community in UBS is very supportive. They are around the corner. They are always there for you. Even if in the middle of the assignment you go to the professor and tell him, hey, I don't know how to do this, I'm stuck with this question, they will help you. They will give you a starting point, and you build your assignment from there. Again, it totally depends on you how you want to add value to that assignment and just not do it for the sake of it. uh, I know you've heard it from your parents 10,000 times maybe, that do saal aur pad le. That's fine. After that, life is going to be easier. Life is never easier. Life is never easy. It has never been. It's only up to you how you want to make it. If you put in your heart and soul in these 2 years, you will eventually realize the value. Journey in UBS is very close to my heart. That is the precise reason that despite being in a different time zone, different continent, I jumped on taking up this opportunity of interacting with you all. Uh, UBS is something which, an entity which is very close to me, and I will always take up opportunities where I can, give it back to my alma mater. About, I think, yeah, you just have to start. You maybe, I don't know. It's too personal to share. That's what I can say. You will not forget UBS ever in your life. That's all I can say. As they say that people don't forget IIMs, you won't either forget UBS that ways. We are different from a lot of schools. We do things differently. We see education or higher education in a different light. But who got it there doing things conventionally? I've been an unconventional person, professional all my life, and I do things unconventionally. And that's why I took my MBA as an unconventional route as well. So just go for it. It's a beautiful journey. You will enjoy it. There will be highs, there will be lows, but there will be people to support you. That's what matters the most. And having that helping hand from your faculty is the most important thing in your education journey. UBS wouldn't be a wrong decision ever. That is something I can vouch for. Uh, on a side note, if you have any particular questions, you can ask me right now. If you are not getting any questions, you can always come back to me on my LinkedIn profile, and I will be more than happy to answer.
Samita, thanks for that. So we have a question from Priyanka, how to be unique. So there are lots of questions, so short answers. So I know you have a timeline where you have to attend to. It's going to be 9 a.m. for you in Canada, in Toronto. So short answers, lots of questions. So how to be unique from Priyanka.
How to be unique? I would say find yourself, sit with yourself, understand what you are good at and what you are not good at and what you are okay at. What you are good at is your niche. That is what you are unique at. Once you start doing that, you will explore things and you will find out that how you can add your personal touch to that. So that is your uniqueness. It will be difficult in the beginning, but you will find your way. That's how we all of us find our ways. It is always difficult in the beginning. You never know what you are doing, but once you start doing it, you get there slowly.
Great. Thanks. Aman wants to know what are the benefits you experience after your Cardiff program in the international market? So now you're in an international market. How has Cardiff helped you?
How has Cardiff helped me? Again, as I said, that when you do your assignments, you absorb the concepts. You do not learn them, write it off, and you are done. Today, when I look at branding, marketing, and branding, I know that how I can. So I'll tell you how it works here. Uh, in India, maybe some things are just on paper. You just say it in presentation and you forget about it. But here, Aman, it doesn't happen that way. If you've said something in your presentation and you have to have a solid backing, a solid background, being from a different country, it is difficult to convince people of your capabilities, and this is how I would say that you convince them that you have a lot of knowledge. You will convince them only when you know what you are talking, and you will know what you are talking if you have done that, if I make sense.
Great.
Application based learning, if I can sum it up in 3 words, application based learning is something which I learned in Cardiff and is helping me till today, and I'm sure it is going to help me throughout.
Great. Um, Sumodeep wants to know, as a student, how do you do in LinkedIn? I know you've covered this, so in a short way, as a student, what advice for their LinkedIn profiles because they haven't got experience or so on. So, in a short answer.
uh, as a student, see, you can be studying for 10 hours, but set aside those 3 hours when you will be researching on articles, when you will be researching on TED Talks, when you will be researching on podcasts. Just pick up cues from there and share it with your professional community. That's all you can do as a student. And at the same time, if you've come across uh, an interesting article or you've come across an interesting podcast, you can pick up things from there and share your own views. That's how you go about it. I understand you're not experienced, you do not go to work, but you have conversations with your peers during the class, during your professors. You can share those details, but always connect it with your professional area of expertise. That's how you do that, because you won't have much, but you have to curate stories, because people learn to listen to stories. Nobody wants to listen to presentation or see a presentation. They want to know what your story is. So always get back to your opinion at the end. You can start with that conversation, and then you can just connect it with your opinion at the later point. So that's where I would suggest you to start.
Great. Ankit wants to know the logo. What difference does it make? How critical is an attractive logo?
Um, Ankit, I'm assuming that you're asking in terms of an organization. A logo, I would say that as humans, we tend to relate more with pictures as compared to names. That is how human brain is wired. So when we look at a logo, that it basically is a picture. So for example, if you look at Jaguar. If you look at the logo of Jaguar, you just know, like in a second, you know, oh, this is Jaguar. But if you try to remember, if I give you 10,000 cues that, you know, is one of the most expensive cars, it is made here, there, you might not remember that. But if I show you the logo, you will remember, oh, this is Jaguar. That's what a difference is. The human brain is conditioned to remember pictures as compared to words or stories, I would say. So that is one. Second thing is, when logos have an emotional value, when you study marketing in depth, you will understand that why logos are important. They say the story of the brand. Like if you look at Universal Business School, we are named as universal, which means that we are entire universe. So it's a square which has a globe in it. It has water, it has green element. It brings in the green thinking and water as an essential body. I hope I've answered your question.
Great. Super. Um, the next question is from Priyanshi. How many years does it take to get a great profile? I think you would answer this very fast.
I would say it takes forever, because only for the reason because the world is evolving, the business is evolving. 6 months back, none of us would have imagined that we would be in a lockdown today and the face of business would change. So building an effective profile takes forever. Having said that, uh, I would say these 2 years, please invest in building your profile. Please, I
Great.
cannot stress it more. I cannot say it over and over and over and over and again. This is the best time of your life when you can build personal and professional areas both. So please invest in these 2 years. However, when you start working, if you invest these 2 years in building your LinkedIn or Twitter profile and 2 years of experience, 4 years, I think that's the time when you have a great profile.
Great. Bobby wants to know, how do you find your self-interest and how to keep grooming and making it effective on your LinkedIn profile?
Uh, what can I say? How to find your interests? Shut your brain from Instagram and Facebook, please. Come back to the professional world. If you do that, you will find out what you like and what you not like. Right now, it might be chaotic for you, whether you like marketing, whether you like finance, whether you like HR, whether you like operations. You will know once you get into the course and you have a flavor of all the subjects. Apart from that, if you from your interest point of view, you just have to, game through it. Just read just read articles, listen to podcasts, go to YouTube, find out videos which interest you and see if that interests you. If it does, that works for you. If it doesn't, just leave that behind. There is enough content these days online which can help you find your areas of interest. You just have to, way through it. It's
Great.
there's no strategy, there is no foolproof plan to find it.
Great. Thank you. Karan wants to know achievements like winning in some events. Can they post that?
Yes, a simple answer can be yes, till the time it is significant and it is relevant. Do not, I would suggest, do not post anything and everything. Like, say you won a singing competition, that doesn't add value to your LinkedIn profile. So please do not do that. However, if you won a debate competition, yes, it adds to your professional expertise and your professional area, because that makes you come across as someone who can hold on to a conversation, someone who knows his mind well, someone who is has a vast knowledge over the subject. So you have to understand that what adds, just think it from a perspective, what adds value to your professional network. That is it. If that adds value to your professional network, go ahead, share it. If it does not add value, refrain from doing that.
Great. Megha wants to know the three qualities of a successful brand manager. Anything you think are top of the.
Three values. Top of my mind, being aware what your competitors are doing. That's the most important thing, because you definitely do not want to lag there. Second, know your brand and what more out of the box you as a brand can do. For example, I'll just give a small example here. Until now, L'Oreal, we were looking at L'Oreal as only a cosmetics brand, which was into makeup and skincare. The moment COVID situation hit, they turned their strategy and they started making hand sanitizers. Like, really? But that's what they did. That was their way of giving back to the society. So you have to think it aloud and just think through that.
Great. Jay wants to know uh, any challenges you faced in the international market from a marketing standpoint, from a branding standpoint, to develop a brand or to communicate in the global scenario.
uh, the biggest challenge I faced was to understand the difference between Indian marketing and Canadian marketing, because things are different here, very different here. uh, the communication game in India is some, I would say, from subtle to a little over the top. Here it is everywhere. It's like too over the top. So finding that balance was a little difficult, but you have to be adaptable. If you have made that decision of moving a continent altogether, just make sure that you are adaptable, because there will be a lot of things which you need to absorb and make things work for you. And if you are not adaptable, then please do not think of moving a market. Just be where you are.
Samita, I know we have a couple of minutes to go, so last two questions. I know you have a hard stop and you have to get to work, so thank you so much for your time. The one question from Sushmita is that, can you pick a point in your life if something goes terribly wrong, and how do you handle it? Why was
It
there a
almost
smile there?
feels like an it almost feels like an interview
I
because
know it.
yeah. Anyways, it's okay. A difficult a point where I went terribly wrong. We all go wrong. I would say apologize, smile, and get away with it. So the best. Okay, so on a serious note, when you go wrong, accept that you went wrong. Say sorry, apologize, and find ways to fix that in collaboration with the person who has your back. That's the best advice I can give you. And
Okay.
I did go
Do,
wrong in a lot of things, and I accepted it. It's human to go wrong. It's fine. We all make mistakes.
and are you good at accepting sorries as well?
No,
Okay.
I'm not good at that.
Um,
I'm not good
okay.
at that, but I try to do that.
Okay. That's, I think there are lots of few more questions. Just one question has come from a student, Devadatta. He would like to have you as a mentor. So there is a fan following started, and they want to get you to help them in the future. So we'd really appreciate it. She's on a different part of the world, but if she can give our students some time, that would be great.
Well, as I said, that UBS is an important part of my life. I'll always give back to my alma mater. Uh, Tell me what you want me to do, and I'll find ways to do that. And on a side note, connect with me over LinkedIn, shoot a message. I might not be able to reply you at the same very moment. However, I'll do it as soon as possible.
Great. And the last question from Vineet is, what is the best thing about UBS according to you as an alum?
Application based learning, be it Cardiff, be it Swiss school, be it any course, application based learning is the foundation ground of Universal Business School. And that's the best you can do for your education.
Great. Aranya wants to meet you as well in the UBS campus. So thank you for that wonderful thing. Thank you, Paul. Can I request everybody to show your appreciation in real on the right? So Samita, if you can follow the chat thing, you will see great session. Thank you so much. Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Amazing. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So the students, exciting, amazing, learned so much, great information. So you've been a great source of learning for our students. Super grateful to you as always. Thank you once again for giving us your valuable time, waking up, I guess, in the wee hours of the morning and getting together. I had the wonderful, I can say, opportunity to teach Samita also. So it's great to have my student here teaching me in terms of the flipped world. So thank you, learned a lot today from you. I wish you all the very best, conquer the world, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. It was a great session. And just let me know what all you need from me, and I'll try to make as much as possible time and fit that in my calendar. And it's always great to come back to my alma mater and add value, because there's not enough you can do for your mother. Never. It's never enough that you can do for your mother. And ironically, just yesterday was Mother's Day. So it does make you feel good. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Samita. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.